we have Lisa Desjardins from the Canadian Intellectual Property Office, CIPO. She's an innovation officer with CIPO, and she'll be talking to us about the numerous resources that CIPO offers to help companies make the most of their IP.
Thank you, Jose. Can you hear me? Yes? Okay, good. Thanks. I had some problems in the waiting room there as I was connecting. Thank you so much for inviting CIPO to talk about our IP awareness and education service offering. As you've heard from Lally and Edwin and Rita, IP is such a foundational piece of how you can grow and collaborate and compete. So it really is essential for companies to understand how they can use IP, what the different forms of IP are, and how to manage their IP. And that's exactly what we do and what we help companies do. So who is CIPO? Well, every country has their IP office. We're the Canadian IP office, and we're responsible for administration and processing of IP rights in Canada. As most IP offices, we're part of the government. We sit under the Innovation, Science and Economic Development of Canada. And we have about 1,000 employees, most of them examiners, that are paid through the fees that we charge for the rights that we have in Canada. So trademarks, patents, copyrights, and industrial designs. And in any given year, we get around about 130,000 different applications for these kinds of rights, most of them trademarks. So that works out to be about 500 per day. And we also receive about 150 calls from Canadians and from people abroad trying to understand how IP works. And that's where we come in, because we offer IP awareness and education services. We do that in both services and products that we offer both in person and online. And so over the next few minutes, I'm going to focus on some of the main components that our program offers to the Canadian public for free. And I know that Josie has said she's going to help me distribute the deck that I'm presenting, or actually an expanded deck. So you don't panic. You will get the decks with the links and everything, because there are going to be a lot of resources in the next few slides. So one of the first things that we do is to try to help people understand the different forms of IP. And I listened to the previous conversations, and I know that there's a lot of questions about what's the difference between a patent and a design patent and industrial design, copyright and registration of trademarks, non-registered trademarks. These are the kinds of things that we answer on a daily basis. We do this online by using fact sheets. We have online learning modules that you can take through at your own pace and understand. We have also recorded interviews with some of our own examiners. We record interviews with some of the IP professionals out there that are basically trying to understand and explain to people how IP works in real life. We work with a lot of expertise to do these things. Just earlier this year, we recorded a 5-part series of webinars in which we had over 30 different experts explaining to the general public on how IP works. We went through different examples on IP, how you can protect various forms of ideas and creations. Lawyers were there to talk about how to defend your IP rights. We had expertise from US, China, Europe to explain how IP works in their regions. So there you go. That's about a full day of free IP education from top-notch IP professionals in Canada. The next step, what people usually want to do then, okay, well, maybe they have their own IP, but they need to identify it. No shame in that. We go through, and it may actually surprise you that many people have IP, but they don't even realize that. We have a checklist for that. So I invite you to come to our website to go through the checklist and see what forms of IP that you have, because not everything is about patents. And of course, we have IP advisors that you can contact. We have our client service center. Reach out to us if you have a problem or a question and you want to identify your IP rights together with us, maybe. The next step is usually then, well, how do I protect this? If you have a creation, but you haven't got formal protection, the different application processes and the different kinds of rights, they are a bit different. So we have created roadmaps where we explain the big steps in the application process. And we also have websites for step-by-step instructions on how to do certain things. For example, if you are applying for IP rights abroad, then we have, I think it's 5 or 6 different steps that we can take you through on how to prepare for that process. And every step has related resources. So for instance, if you're trying to learn about IP rights in a particular country, you will be directed to a guide for IP rights in that particular country as well. And every step like that has also got a video. So if you prefer watching videos, come to our YouTube channel. It's all explained in there as well. And we also have separate fact sheets on particular types of technologies, such as software, clean tech. We have a fact sheet. You saw Edwin before. He was talking about IP and standards. We collaborate with BDC and ISAD and Standards Council for these things. And so that's an example of the kind of things that we want people to understand. Maybe the most important thing that we try to do is to explain to people how IP works in real life and how to be thinking about IP in a more strategic way. And so one way to get started is to, again, come to our website and create a tailored guide. What you do then is you answer a set of different questions on, for example, what kind of IP do you think that you have? Is it protected? How are you going to monetize it? Basically, where are you at in your journey to protect or monetize your IP? And what you get at the end of that process is going to be a tailored guide, which is fact-packed of considerations and questions you should be asking yourself, and considerations that you need to keep in mind as you kind of start to think about your IP assets. Because as Lally explained, it will be one of your most important assets that you have in your company. And once you have finished reading or study that guide, it's a good idea to get started on writing your own IP strategy. We have step-by-step instructions on how to do that as well. All of those steps are also accompanied by videos if you want to learn a little bit more. And again, these recorded interviews, we have, for example, a podcast then where we explain, or we had guests explain a little bit more about strategic considerations on what to do with IP and some unexpected things that you may not be aware of. So yeah, I do invite you to come and listen to all of these resources that we have, and you'll get a link or many links in the deck that we're going to distribute. At some point in your journey, you probably will be asking yourselves questions that are very specific to your technology or your company and your situation. And as a government, we can't provide specific advice. What we do, however, is to explain to you where to get that kind of help and how the IP ecosystem works. So when you are applying, for example, for a trademark or a patent, you probably want to work with an agent who's licensed to do so. Most companies do. Over 96% apply for patents with the help of an agent. It's a good idea. Similar numbers for trademarks. So when you have questions about, can I patent this part of my invention, and where do you think in the world that I should be protecting this? That's where we're going to help you find the resources nearest to you. We can't suggest any such resource source by name, of course, but all what we do is really to prepare you the very best we can for that conversation with an IP professional, because these are licensed professionals that charge service fees for that interactions. And so we want Canadians to come very well prepared for that conversation and know exactly what kind of questions they should ask that person, and to quickly decide if this is someone they would prefer to work with. So that is in a nutshell the kind of things that we do. We give presentations like this all the time. We offer live webinars and one-on-one conversations. If you are really keen to check out our resources straight away, I invite you to go to canada.ca/IP for business, and you can contact an IP advisor to have a discussion with someone near you, or you can call us, or you can also contact me by all means. That is in a nutshell what we do. I saw a lot of the questions for the previous presenters, and it is exactly that kind of questions that we deal with on a daily basis. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Lisa. That was fantastic. I think that the resources that CIPO offers, especially on that education piece, are so crucial. A lot of, a lot of the clients that I work with sometimes don't realize, as you said, that they have IP in certain areas. Copyright, for example, vests automatically. You don't actually have to register it. And so a lot of people are surprised by that. But understanding the different types of IP rights, going through the checklists and the resources that CIPO offers is really important to have that base so that, as you said, when you have your discussions with your patent professional or your trademark agent or an IP strategist, you're prepared and you come to the table with a better understanding of those important facets of the IP system in Canada. So thank you so much. If anyone has any questions for Lisa, please don't hesitate to pop them in the chat or the Q&A. And as Lisa mentioned, we will be circulating the CIPO deck, an expanded deck with links to all of these resources to everyone who's on the call today.